Hey everybody, welcome back to Winnipeg Tack Hockey. I am Dom, joined by Jake, and today we are going to discuss why the Montreal Canadiens have had the success that they have and whether or not they're going to complete the sweep tonight against the Winnipeg Jets.
And we are on the quest for 100 subs, so if you haven't subbed yet, help us out, join the team, and help us get there.
Hey everybody, let's jump right into it here. The Montreal Canadiens, as we all know, have probably been the greatest surprise of the Stanley Cup playoffs thus far. Jake, why are they so successful? I mean, besides the obvious, Carey Price is literally that team right now, but there's more to it than that. What do you think about the Canadiens? Why are they being so successful right now?
Well, first off, I think you hit the nail on the head. The big X factor for that team is Carey Price. I don't think anyone can argue he has been the goalie of the playoffs, and he put them on the back for that 3-1 comeback against the Maple Leafs. But in terms of their skaters, this shouldn't be a surprise, really. I think everyone was surprised, but their management put together a pretty good team. If you go back to last summer, they signed Corey Perry, they signed Tyler Toffoli, and then at the deadline, they trade for Eric Staal. Those are some solid players, and I think everyone had already written off the Canadiens before the season started, but they came into the playoffs as an 18th seed. I don't know why they decided to start performing once the playoffs started, but some of the people that you need to look at are Cole Caulfield, who came into the lineup after 2 games. He sat the first 2 games, then he came in, and he's a good player. We saw that in the regular season, but if anyone's trying to say that he's their offensive guy, like if he's it, I don't think that's the case because he only has 3 assists, no goals so far in 8 games. But then you look at somebody like Kotkaniemi, 4 goals in 9 games. That's a good amount of offense. Nick Suzuki, 4 goals and 2 assists for 6 points in 10 games. And then I mentioned him, they signed Tyler Toffoli, 3 goals and 5 assists, 8 points in 10 games. And they also had Josh Anderson, who they traded Max Domi for last summer. He has like an 80% in the faceoff dot. That's crazy. If you're winning faceoffs, you control the offense. And I think that's a big part of the Canadiens' game. They get ahead and then they just control it. They control the game for as long as they need to get the wins.
You know, one thing that I really do enjoy about the Montreal Canadiens, Jake, is that, like you said, they're kind of under the radar. They don't have the superstar player in the league. But like you said, the GM has built that team to be successful. And yeah, some people counted them out at the beginning, me included. I had no idea the Canadiens were going to be this good. I had them losing in 5 to Toronto. And we all see what happened there, you know. Like, this team got hot when you need to be hot. The regular season doesn't mean much once you hit the playoffs. As long as you're in the playoffs, you have a chance, and the Canadiens are making the most of it. And like you said, Jake, once they get ahead, it's hard to come back. But let's talk about Carey Price here. Because when the Canadiens have fallen behind, 3-1 in the series to Toronto fans are like, all right, yeah, we're going to the next round. Hold the phone here. And that's exactly what happened. Carey Price stole the show. Jake, why do you think he's playing so well right now?
You know, it's not just the fact that he can keep the puck out. The guys in front of him know that he can keep the puck out, and they play more confidently because of it. Somebody after that Maple Leaf series said, once we scored that 1 goal and got ahead, then we felt real good because we know that Carey Price has the ability to make every save he needs to. And so they can take more risks offensively. Like in Game 3, they win 5-1. The offense just pours because they don't have to be as hesitant to go up. And I think that's part of why they're winning games, is because of that confidence that Carey Price gives them. And I mean, he's a $10 million goalie, and he's proving why. That's all I can say about him.
Yeah, and I don't know what the stats are about the Montreal Canadiens penalty kill. I probably should have looked that up, but let's just make something clear here. The best penalty killer on the ice is the goaltender. and Carey Price has been stellar, absolutely stellar. I think I saw he's like 92% plus in the playoffs right now. There was a stretch of games where he was 94.7%. That's ridiculous.
Wow.
I don't care how good your offense is. If a goalie is going 95%, you're not going to win. And I don't know. The Canadiens have found that recipe for success. And Jake, if anyone is going to stop them, who do you think it's going to be? Do the Jets make a miraculous comeback, or are the Canadiens going to advance here?
So at this point, especially since that Scheifele hit, I think now Evans has become sort of a martyr for the Canadiens. There's not a chance they lose. I'm going to say they complete the sweep. There's not a chance that the Jets even shake their slump at this point. But in terms of a team that might stop them down the road, if they win tonight, we already know they're going to be facing the winner of Vegas, Colorado in the next round. And my money there is still on Colorado. I know they've lost the last two. But Colorado, similarly to Toronto, is an offensive-heavy team.
Mm-hmm.
So if Carey Price can shut down their stars, I'm not going to put a limit on Montreal at this point. They're going all the way, if you ask me. It's Montreal, 2021 Stanley Cup champions. You heard it here first.
And let's give a shout-out to Matt the Brat Cleveland. When we did our brackets, everyone picked Toronto but him. He picked Montreal, and I had them advancing, I believe, against the Jets to the Final Four. And we all thought he was nuts. But he is sitting here laughing at us right now. So shout out to Matt.
As soon as these playoffs end, we're taking him to Vegas because he just knows.
Yeah, he really should start putting some money on his estimations and his guesses, because he has been absolutely awesome in this bracket so far for the playoffs.
He may be the only person in the world to have taken the Canadiens this far.
Yeah. And we have a video on that too, where we do the bracket. So if you guys want to check that out, be sure to do that. We posted it about 3 weeks ago when the playoffs got started. Jake, we've been talking about Carey Price. Obviously, he's the star of the show right now. Do you think that the Jets' lack of success falls on Hellebuck and how he's been playing? Or do you think it really just has been a team losing effort in this case?
I think a big part of the Jets' problem is they are missing their scoring touch. They're deep at center. They've got Blake Wheeler, Paul Stastny, Pierre-Luc Dubois, but they don't have anyone to bury the puck now. They got rid of Patrick Laine. That's your top scoring guy. And when they brought in Dubois, sure, Dubois is a good player, but he is not that guy who can just put up goals for you. And so I think there's a big gap, and the Jets will probably look to address that in the offseason.
Yeah, that is something we'll definitely have to monitor as we enter the offseason, when we start talking about what teams need to do to improve for the next season. Jake, though, for this video, do you have any other thoughts or comments about the Montreal Canadiens? You already said you think they're going to complete the sweep. I also think they're going to complete the sweep tonight. But do you have any other thoughts before we close?
I did hear someone say that it's going to go all the way through the playoffs, where the Jets, you can't forget, they swept the Oilers. And now they're about to get swept by the Canadiens. Somebody said now the Canadiens are going to get swept by the Avalanche, who are going to get swept by the Lightning. So that would be kind of cool to see, I guess.
That would be interesting, although I don't know if I want to see the playoffs go that quick with sweeps this late. But hey, that would be interesting to see.
Yeah, it would be interesting, to say the least.
All right, guys. Well, that's all we have for this video. We have Montreal completing the sweep tonight. Sorry, Jets fans. Better luck next season, I guess. I don't know. Or they make a comeback. So either way, you guys aren't out of it quite yet. Keep holding on to that hope there, Jets fans. Canadiens fans, heck of a season thus far, even if things don't pan out with the Stanley Cup. But Jake called it. He said you guys are going to win the Stanley Cup. I don't know if I'm behind that quite yet, but you guys have still continued to impress me. So we will see you next time on Winnipeg Attack Hockey, guys. Thank you for joining us.